Dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria. Wow! Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
What's up, horror fans, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and today we have a great, interesting flick lined up for you. It is George Romero's 1993 Stephen King adaptation. It is The Dark Half. And this one is my first time watching it last week, and I don't know why the hell I put it off for so long, but I love it. I thought it was really cool, great characters, an interesting and very, very mysterious story. But yeah, great stuff. So let's have me stop talking about it and get right into this review. Here is The Dark Half. The Dark Half is a mysterious and wildly haunting early 90s horror flick, directed by the master of the macabre, George Romero, and based off Stephen King's wickedly cool novel of the same name. This vividly interesting production boasts a solid cast and an intriguing storyline, where madness and fantasy clash into a rather stellar combination. Earnestly performed and highly addictive, The Dark Half is a masterfully crafted horror mystery, which will thrill you from beginning to end. The film follows a writer and university professor by the name of Thad Beaumont, who, after being blackmailed by a stranger over exposing his famous pen name and alter ego George Stark, reveals to the world and his throngs of fans that he is indeed the author of the much-heralded George Stark series. Deciding to kill off the character of Stark and start his career anew, a strange series of murders begins to occur surrounding around everyone involved in Thad Beaumont's life. With the clues pegging him squarely as the killer, and Thad quickly beginning to lose touch with reality, could he be the one behind the killings? Or is there a dark and a more sinister force behind all of this death? Timothy Hutton takes center stage as both Thad Beaumont, the troubled writer, and George Stark, his sadistic alter ego. Contrasting in every way, shape, and form, Hutton does a fantastic job in bringing these two individual characters to life. As Thad Beaumont, he's exceptionally sympathetic and strangely unhinged, as he's desperately trying to clear his name and retain his sanity throughout the entire flick, while his performance as George Stark is infused with violence and malice, as he massacres and broods with the best of them. With so much weight on his shoulders to carry the film, Timothy Hutton does remarkably well and truly makes the film, story, and character his own, and with splendid results. Joining Hutton along in his ever-descending madness is a crew of fine actors and actresses, who all fill out the world of Stephen King's writings. The standout performers of this enthralling piece are Amy Madigan as Liz Beaumont, Thad's faithful and adoring wife and constant support system, Michael Rooker as Sheriff Alan Pangborn, friend to the Beaumonts and the lead officer on the case against Thad and the killings, Julie Harris as Reggie de Lesseps, a colleague of Thad's at the university, and unlikely guardian angel, Robert Joy as Fred Clausen, a scrupulous and opportunistic rogue who blackmails Thad, triggering the catalyst of the flick, and finally Rutanya Alda as Miriam Cowley, Thad's publisher, who ends up in hot water after Thad decides to kill off his beloved alter ego, Stark. Tremendous across the board, everyone does an outstanding job with the dark material, as they all do their individual part in fleshing out the story and moving everything along. As mysterious and ominous as they come, the tone and feel of The Dark Half is brooding to the max and ridiculously hypnotizing, as the story genuinely draws you in, into a world that is ripe with fantastical elements and overwhelming atmosphere. The concept of doppelgangers and being able to physically manifest the darker portions of your persona are interesting to say the least, and George Romero and crew do a wonderful job in making the idea believable and truly probable. The intrigue and mystery of the production are palpable to say the least, and the tension runs heavily throughout the film's entire runtime. Combined with the authentic cast of characters and the solid quality of the film's presence, and you've got yourself one hell of an incredible film adaptation of a lesser-known Stephen King novel. With tremendous venom and commendable style and craft, this George Romero directed gem is an honest cinematic experience, and one I'm so glad I jumped aboard. In the end, The Dark Half is completely and entirely atmospheric, and without a doubt an entrancing mystery that you just can't resist. And there you have it, you gaggle of weirdos. That is the ultimately entertaining The Dark Half. Just a great George Romero flick, a interesting Stephen King story, and an all-around amazing cinematic experience that really is like no other. Really glad I saw it for the first time, have no idea why in hell I haven't seen it before, but I'm thankful that I remedied that. But guys, that is it for me today. I hope you like that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe. And if you have time, leave a comment below because I would love to hear from you. But until then, I will see you all at the next movie review. Take care.